It's the bell outside. The bell outside. Hi guys. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, just let me know. If you can hear me, just let me know. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Okay, guys. So, good afternoon, everybody. Oh, no, good evening. So, apparently welcoming everybody to another section of our webinar. You guys are highly welcome. I sincerely appreciate your presence. So, basically, I'm going to introduce myself and I'm going to introduce what we do at Digital Witch and what we represent. You understand? So, my name is Equitos, as you all know, but my students call me Lemonade, and our brand name is what Digital Witch. So the name of our community is Digital Witch. And in case you hear anybody calling me Lemonade, just know that that is my name, that is my pen name, that is my nickname, and so on and so forth. So we are going to start from by introducing what we do. So Equitas here, I'm a DevOps engineer. However, I studied literature at the University of Nigeria in Nsukka. I studied literature, so I'm a graduate of art and humanities. You know, when people talk about arts, I think literature is it's like at the heart of art and humanities. So I'm never a science student. I didn't study computer science. I didn't study any of all those science courses. However, I'm apparently practicing science. So I'm a DevOps engineer by profession and also a customer success manager. So I interact with customers every time, and I also help developers to deploy their code. Do you understand? So that is basically what I do. And on the side, or as a side hustle, I'm a teacher, right? And as everybody knows, I love being a teacher more, irrespective of every other stuff I do. I think I enjoy being a teacher. So now I Digital, which is a brand we created 2 years ago. So the idea behind Digital, which is that we wanted to just train people, train women, because when we started, it was all about women. So we wanted to train women on on-demand skills that we would do was help them to get better jobs out there, or that will help them to see other opportunities that apparently that is already there, but because they lack the required skills or the required experiences, they could not match up to the needed professionals within that role. So we started Digital Witch in 2020. No, 2021. I started Digital Witch around March 2021. However, before Digital Witch started originally, I'll be teaching people IT support for free. Like I think I thought during 2019, 2020, I was teaching it for free. However, nobody took me seriously. So it's more like I had to beg people to come to class. I had to beg people to do stuff until I started to rebrand my training, and we officially launched it in 2021. And that was after I stopped working with Microsoft. So I worked with Microsoft for 3 years. And after 3 years, after COVID, I was like, Omo, working from home is sweeter because during COVID, I was apparently working from hotel. Like Microsoft kept us in a hotel for like 4 months. And I was like, God, I don't want to go back to work. I don't want to, enter Lagos traffic and all of that. I think it's high time I started working professionally from home. And that is how I had to resign and I'll start applying for a remote job. And here we are, right? So when it comes to digital witch, I always tell people that digital witch is like a ministry to me. It's like my baby, and I nurture it with all sincerity, honesty, accountability, anything you can think of. You know, the way some people say I'm opening this church because God asked me to open church. So digital witch is something very, very dear to me. Like I pay attention to every single thing that concerns it. And apparently, I think this also contributes to all the success stories some of you are reading, because of course, my only purpose of running my brand is that I really want people to succeed because I understand where I'm coming from, right? I know where I'm coming from, and I understand how much God has brought me and how far upskilling have also brought me. Like I said, I'm not a science student. Like just like all of you are on YouTube, I started my upskilling on YouTube with my techno phone. I don't forget that. Like I started learning cloud computing on YouTube with my techno phone, and over time I started investing, like paying for courses and all of that. So some people are complaining that I'm not audible. Please, you need to increase the volume. Go to your YouTube part. I think beside it, you should be able to see how to increase your volume. So you need to increase your volume, because from my end, the volume is very, very loud. Do you understand? The volume is very, very loud from my end. So I don't think the issue is from my end. So that is that. So when it comes, I'm going to take your questions later. I'm going to take your questions later. So now, talking about how far we have come, so far we have been able to train more than 30,000 people, right? We have been able to train more than 30,000 people since we started. There is no month we don't get at least 500, 700, 1,000 like that students every month. So far we have been able to train up to 30,000 people. And within this number, I can say that at least 60 to 70% are working remotely and doing so well. They are doing what? They are doing so well. They are doing so well, right? So yeah. So at least are doing well. So this is not like a number I come up from with my head, because we apparently have the data to all of this. And when you join the community, you can also attest to that fact. You understand? So you can also attest to the fact when you come to number. And if you are following us on Facebook, you also get to understand all the, some people think that some of the job offers we post, some of the things we share, they are fake. However, when you finally join the community, you get to understand that the number of reviews I share is just a tip of what happens in the community. You understand? So it's just a tip of what happen in the community when you finally join. So when we talk about digital witch, there are so many things we do. We don't just teach you skills, or we don't just gather people to talk. So digital witch is a community where we train people for at least 4 weeks. And these 4 weeks is like, it's like I've gone back to school. When I tell people my training is not easy, it's not like it's not easy. It's easy for those who are willing to put in the work, who are willing to go the extra mile. If you ask our past students, some of them will tell you that when they join the community, that like they felt like they have gone back to school, right? Because you need to put needed effort. If you join the community thinking that at the end of the training, job is going to land on your lap, it is a fallacy. It's not always like that. There's always a price to pay. And that price could be you attending live section. It could be you exploring. It could be you, engaging with your your accountability partners and learning one on two things, learning how to collaborate with each other. But one good thing is that when you invest this 1 month judiciously, at the end of the training, you'll be happy you did, right? So what do we teach at Digital Witch? At Digital Witch, we teach you on-demand skills like how to become a customer support, how to become a technical support, how to become an appointment setter. That's how to set appointments and scheduling. We teach you MBNB. We teach you lead generation. We teach you telemarketing, cold callings, and email marketing. We also teach you email management. We teach you scheduling. Like there's so much more. We teach you all the CRMs you need to get started, and also how to go about getting remote job. We talk about Upwork, we talk about other remote platforms, and how you can make use of this platform to monetize the skills you acquired, right? And apart from the teaching part, we also provide leader support. Like I can tell you that all our students from 2021 are still members of our community. Like if you go to your Facebook page, there's every possibility that at least on your page, I have at least 5 students on your page. Like it has gotten to the point that almost every single person I know on Facebook are our students. When you check all those people traveling to the UK, US, and all of that, I can tell you that 80% of people I know on Facebook that travel between last year and this year are all our students. Do you understand? So that is one good thing about being in the community. And there is no way you'll be in the community and you are willing to collaborate with people and you complain of being stranded. It's not possible I'll be stranded. Do you understand? So basically, the community don't just teach you, we also provide other needed support. You are going for interview, you need help, there's somebody to support you. You have questions that need clarification, there's always someone to support you. So these are the skills we teach. Now, what are the requirements? So what do we do? Like I like to explain, apart from the teaching, there is what we call scope. You know, when we talk about scope, it means that there is limit to what we can do in the community. We are not Jesus Christ. So I like to tell people categorically that Equitas, when during the training, we know they give job. We don't give jobs. I don't guarantee you jobs. But one good thing is that if you are willing to go the extra mile, you're willing to learn, and you learn what we are doing, job will not be your problem. Because there is nobody that attended my class and attended the class. You know, there's some people that will tell you, I paid for this training, but I could not complete it. The class is also recorded, you know. We have students all over the world. We have students in the US, in Canada, in UK, and all of that. And you know, there's time difference. So the class is also recorded for those that might miss the live section. So if your job is keeping you away from during the time, you don't need to worry. If you are sleeping, maybe you are in the US, the time is not favorable to you, you don't need to worry. So the class is recorded for everybody. And at the end of every training, every single student gets the recorded video so that you can watch at your convenience and do your assignments. Do you understand? So you need to be active, my dear. See, the truth is that nobody's going to drop job on your lap. Like I used to tell people, it is our responsibility to teach you. It's our responsibility to guide you. It's our responsibility to go the extra mile to achieve success. However, we are not going to force you to do the right thing. We are not going to force you to come to class. We are not going to force you to explore. We are not going to force you to do anything at all. But the idea is that we expect you to do what we ask you to do. Then, for job, we know they give job. Even though I recommend my students for job, I refer my students for job. However, there is no guarantee that referral or recommendation will be for you. Why? Because I can only recommend or refer our best students. So I can only recommend somebody who I am sure that when the person go out there, the person is going to be honest, the person is going to be good at what they are doing, the person is going to open door for more people to join the company. So there is no assurance that I'm going to recommend you. I like making that, like I like sound like, no, I want everybody to understand that part. So the idea is we know they give job, we don't guarantee you job, but if you are following us, you will understand that job is the list, like it's list of the things you will gain from our class. Because there is no way you attend our class and your life will remain the same. Even the way you interact with people, the way you think, like so many things about you is going to change. You are going to start seeing opportunities in different lights. Even when others are seeing company, what you are seeing is what job opportunities. You understand? So what are the expectation? The expectation of for joining our class is that you are going to learn a new skill. You will learn new skills that we put you out there. You should be able to, you know what, the skill you are going to learn is not just all about you working remotely. You can see you the skill to get promoted in your current job. In case you love your current job so much, you're going to learn so many skills that when you go to the office and you talk, and people are like, wow, I think we need this. I think we need to implement this. You know, the skills you learn is something you can also do. What you can use it to work from Nigeria. The skills you learn is something that even when you travel abroad, like let me bust your head. So, when people last year, when a lot of people were traveling to the UK, one of the things people hear all the time is like, oh, when you get to the UK, I work from home. I work, is it care? I do care jobs. I do this, I do that. And a lot of them complain a lot. But some of our students who travel to the UK, they don't do all of that job. Some of them work remotely. I have a student who traveled to the UK January this year, and before she traveled, she got a job that even when she got to the UK, the company sent people to pick her up in the airport, and they also provided all the office pack, like all the things she needs to set up, like laptop and so on and so forth. That's just to make, and what is she doing? She's schooling, but the company is what they still took care of her, because of course they are aware that she's relocating. They provided all the things she needs to make her journey or her work seamless, and they're paying her well. So if you're in the UK, you're earning up to $4,000 monthly, then why do you need care job for? It's almost the same thing you're earning. You're even earning more than some people. Do you understand? Then you can also ask yourself, some of the people how were they able to raise the money to travel out? The truth remains that when it comes to our community, we have students doing well. When you think about, to be a millionaire is so easy when you earn in dollars. That is the truth. That's one of the things that some people don't understand. To become a millionaire is very, very easy when you earn in dollars. For instance, you can check all the dollar rate and so on and so forth. Somebody who is earning $1,500 is already a millionaire monthly, and we have students who are earning up to $3,000 monthly. I have people who are earning 3,500 to 4K. This is for one job. I have people who are doing 3-4 jobs. So you can imagine how much they are earning. So if I want to travel to the UK, US, and I'm budgeting that, I want to travel by next year, the possibility of you raising more than enough is there. Do you understand? Like I have this September, I already know of like 20 something people who are leaving this September, and I know how we started. Some of them couldn't even afford to pay for our training. Some of them joined us through discount. Some of them, but I know how well they are doing at the moment. Do you understand? I know how well some of them are doing at the moment. So this is to tell you the benefit of joining the community. Like I used to tell people, we can't keep complaining, oh, there is no job, there are jobs. There are jobs everywhere. That is the fact. There are a lot of jobs everywhere. The problem is that we are not employable. Ask yourself sometimes, when you want to complain, there are no jobs. Ask yourself, if I'm an employer, can I employ myself? Can I do this? Can I do the, if you are very honest with yourself, you understand that you are not employable. Nobody, why you're not seeing job is that, okay, let's for example, go on LinkedIn and search for customer support or data entry or MB&B. When you search for those jobs, read their requirements. You understand that when you read their requirements, you will know that you don't even know what those, like you don't know what they are talking about. You don't know their requirements. You don't know the skills they need. That to tell you that they are jobs, but you are simply not qualified. I used to tell my friends that I think it's high time Nigeria University get to change their curriculum, because most of the things they teach us have no value in the job market at the moment. Like me, upon all the novels, all the poems, all the stuff I've read when I was in school. Sometimes I still ask myself, what are the benefits of all these things in my today's world, like in what I'm currently doing? And I can tell you for free that it's like, it's apart from telling stories, because I'm good at talking, apart from being good at talking, I'm not sure there's any other thing that I benefited from studying literature. Or maybe because maybe you understand what I'm saying? So I think they need to introduce more practical skills that are, that is obtainable out there. That's not just limited to Nigerians. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you read those job requirements, you agree with me that there are jobs. However, you are not qualified for those jobs, and that is why we are here. Do you understand what I'm saying? There are a lot of jobs out there, but you are not. You don't even need to be a graduate. I always use my own siblings as example. I have my brothers here, they are working and they are not graduates. I have students who are not graduates and they are doing well. Like when I say well, I mean earning up to ₦1 million monthly. Do you understand? These are people that in Nigeria, labor markets, they are already written them off. Like if you're not a graduate in Nigerian labor market, you yourself know say there is no job for you. Do you understand? But when we look at the international space, nobody cares about your certificate. Nobody cares about what you graduated with. Nobody cares about what you studied. Depending on the job you're applying. Let's say if you're applying for a doctor, to be a doctor, of course you need to be a certified doctor, if you're applying to be a nurse. But I'm talking about other skills like customer support, data entry, virtual assistant, social media manager, and so on and so forth. You don't need anything apart from the skills they will test you on. More like, oh, you want to be a virtual assistant, what have you done? Do you know how to use this tool? Do you know how to use this? Do you know how to book appointment? Do you know how to schedule emails? Do you know, these are the things they are going to test you on. And these are the things they don't teach you in school. You understand? So nobody really, you can't, there is no, like, nobody's interested in whatever you're, but they're interested on the skills you have. You understand what I'm saying? So I used to tell some students that in our community, nobody cares about whether you are a doctorate degree holder, you are a BSc holder, you are a master degree holder. Nobody cares, because at the end of the day, I've seen that some WAEC holders simply get job earlier than some people. You understand? I noticed that some WAEC holders tend to get job earlier or faster than some people. I don't know why, but to me, I feel that those guys already, they put needed effort. They already be like, oh, I'm at disadvantaged and I need to put effort. Just like me. When I got myself in Microsoft, I felt like I just found myself here because God loved me. Why? Because when I applied for the job, apart from learning cloud computing on the internet, I'm not a science student. I'm not in fact, I was never interested in the IT until then. So when I got in, I got to notice that most of the guys, because it's more of guy, most of the guys in my team were computer scientists, computer engineering students, all these elect, and some of them have like 10 years experience, 5 years. And me, my only work experience is real estate sales rep, and I've not even lasted up to a year. That was my first work experience, and my next is here. So you notice that I have to tell myself the honest truth. I'm here because I'm lucky, and I need to do what? I need to upskill. So I had to do what? I had to already understood the fact that they are at disadvantage, and they go the extra mile to make sure that they are achieving success, right? So what are the requirements for joining us? What are the requirements for joining our community? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? So the requirement for joining our community, first of all, you don't have to be a graduate. Like I see some people talk about, oh, I'm not a graduate. I'm not sure I can cope. You don't need to be what? A graduate to be here. You absolutely don't have to be a graduate. As long as you can type, you know what is typing? You know, you can type. When somebody give you a laptop to type, you can comfortably, you don't have to be fast, because me, man, no lie. I can't even remember how I became fast at typing, because when I joined Microsoft, when I type, I have to start pressing my fingers. You know, I can't even type up to 5 minutes without stretching my fingers, because I wasn't very fast. I wasn't good at typing. But if you know how to type and you also know how to navigate a system, browse with your system, then you are good to go. Now, the requirement is you don't need it. Of course, you know, a laptop is like you are going to a farm. You are going to a farm and you need your farming tools. So your laptop is just like a farming tool. So you need your laptop. You need your laptop because that is where almost all the job you are going to be doing is going to. But if you don't have a laptop and your phone can access Zoom, then you can as well join the class. You understand what I'm saying? If your phone can access Zoom, then you can do what? Join the class. Like I said, I started my learning experience with a Techno phone. I couldn't even afford to buy a laptop. The first laptop I got, a Facebook friend gave me 150K to complete the rest, to tell you how bad my situation was. And I got a job when I was still with my phone. So I didn't even get the laptop until I started working with Microsoft. So it means that I started my learning with a phone, and I even got a good job with the same experience I got from learning with my phone. You understand? So if your phone can access Zoom, then you are good to go. But the truth is, you also need to tell yourself the truth. When you know that, oh, I have a phone, that means you need to go the extra mile. When somebody who have a laptop is doing 1, 2, 3, you that have just a phone, you have to do what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because you know you are already at a disadvantage, depending on what you want. Like I used to tell people, when I ask you to do something and you say, oh, I can't do this because I don't have a laptop, I just see like, first of all, you are lazy, or you are looking for an excuse, and an excuse has presented itself, and you are cool with it. You are cool with your life. The truth is that most of you know me. You know where I started from. You know some of you know me too well. So imagine if I told myself, because I don't have a laptop, I don't need to do this. Of course, there will be no digital weeks today. You understand? So I always have to grab everything by its balls and find a way to make lemonade out of every lemon around me, right? You understand what I'm saying? So another requirement is that you need data. You need data. That's why I'm always angry. There is no way you be on Facebook shouting, dragging people with data, and you are not making money. It is absurd. You cannot be jumping from one post to another post to another post, and we are not making 1 naira from online. Almost, you are doing yourself a disservice. Some of us, like for instance, you can be dragging me on Facebook. I don't care. Do you know why I don't care? When you are dragging me, I'm still sitting on my workspace working, and I'm being paid per hour in dollars, and you are dragging me. And after dragging me, you still beg somebody for data to drag, and it doesn't make sense to me. Do you understand? So it doesn't make sense to me. So the idea is, since you have data to be on Facebook, you should also, put that data into a greater use by learning something that you can monetize. Then another requirement is that we require your time. You understand? We require your time. It means that you need to dedicate at least 30 minutes of your time every day learning. You can do more than 30 minutes, but at least you need to be consistently learning. Learning is continuing. Like somebody like me, as I'm talking to you guys, I'm still a student somewhere. I'm currently learning product management. Do you understand? Meaning that I'm continually learning something. Even when that is not my career path, like I said, My career path is DevOps and customer success. But I like the idea of learning new things because I don't want anybody to call me tomorrow and I'm stuttering. You understand? I like when you call me and you are talking about something, I have something meaningful to contribute to what you're saying. And I like when I'm in a team and they are looking for somebody who will do something, then everybody will not be like, but Equi can do this. Equi, you can give it to Equi. I'm sure Equi will do a great job. That is the kind of person I like to be in every team and find myself. So you should know that you need to invest your time. Then another requirement is, I'm going to take you guys question later, guys. Just write down your question, not yet. Don't drop it on the comments so that I don't get confused, so you don't get covered up. When it is time for questioning, I'm going to tell you guys to start dropping your question. But for now, it is not time yet. You understand? For now, we have not started. But once it's time for questions, I'm going to tell you to start dropping your question. You understand? So other thing is that we need in the group is that for you to be able to make it big in the group is that you need to understand how to collaborate with people. You need to know that you need the power of teamwork. You can't stand alone. You know, there are things that people do when they join and I get upset, which is I always tell people, learn how to collaborate, learn how to be a team player, learn how to do this. But at the end of the day, they will tell you, I'm an introvert, I like doing, but the truth is that online, nobody cares. And I think, to me, an introvert shouldn't find it difficult making themselves available online, you know, talking to other people, collaborating with people. This is not like we are physically, you know, we are having a class physically that, oh, I'm shy. This is online. Nobody's seeing your face. So for you to go far, you need to understand how to work with people, because even when you are not getting job directly, somebody who you are collaborating with might be the one to do what? To share a job with you, or to recommend you for a job, or to refer you for a job. So you need to understand that you need the power of teamwork. You need to collaborate with people. You need accountability partners. Do you understand what I'm saying? So moving forward, some people will ask, what days does our class happen? Like the days. So the classes is 3 times in a week. Our Saturday class, Tuesday class, and Thursday class. And each day, class lasts 3 to 4 hours. So we teach you, the class starts by 9 a.m. some other time, but in rare cases, start by 7 a.m. So it's usually 9 to 12. 9 to 12, Saturday, Tuesdays, and Thursday. Do you understand? And it runs for what? 4 weeks. And after joining, when you make your payment, you join a WhatsApp group. After the training happens on Zoom. We don't do WhatsApp training. We don't do audio training. The training is a live section like this one, and it's happening on Zoom. And at the end of every class, you are given assignments, and the class is also recorded, and everybody gets a copy of the recorded video, right? Then when you graduate, we also have a Telegram group where you get to join old students, so that you don't get yourself stuck with only your group. You join the community, which is on the Telegram. You get to meet other old students, interact with them, get help from them, get any further clarification from them. Like you rapport. Some people have built a kind of family in our community. Some people have gotten amazing clique. Some people have gotten wives. I don't lie. You get person wey don't get wife for our community as well. So there is nothing you cannot achieve in the community. Remember, like I said, we have 30,000 people. So there is no way you bring 30,000 people together and things like that will not happen, or you will not benefit. So if you're in the community and you are not benefiting in any way, it simply means that you are not putting the needed effort, or it simply means that you are not intentional about what you want. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you are intentional about what you want, you get to interact with more people, you get to, bond with more people, you get to ask for support when you think you are lost. Another thing we do in our community is that we try to carry everybody along. You understand? But of course, you can only you can force it. They say they can force a horse to the river, but you can't force, or you can take a horse to the river, but you can't force them to drink. So in as much as we like carrying everybody along just to achieve success, that doesn't mean that everybody will definitely achieve success. You understand? Because we not go force you to do what you're expected to do. Now, when it comes to jobs, some people get jobs even before the class ends. Some people will take a longer time to get a job. But the most important thing is that there is no way you will remain the same after the training. And there are other things you learn. There are things I tell my students. It's not everybody that will just see a job, apply, and get a job. Some of us need to create our own jobs. For instance, you have an uncle who is very, very rich and have businesses all over the country, but he's not present online. People don't know him online. People don't know what he does online. So nothing stop you from as a student, reaching out to your uncle, pitching your skills to your uncle. More like, hi, Emeka or Uncle Emeka. So I just graduated from this training, and I think your business need a social media pages, or I think your business need a website. I can help you manage your social media page. I can help you make sales online. You know, you introduce this thing to them, and they are going to pay you. Even if they are not paying you cash, you can tell them, okay, for every product I sell, I will take this percentage. This is what dropshipping is all about. So the idea is, at the end of the training, if you are willing to, you know, pick all the tips we share with you or do all the things we tell you to do, there is no way you will not get a job. It could be remote. It could be just yesterday somebody got a job, and this job, the person got the job on LinkedIn, and this job is paying $1,900. And apart from the $1,900, she's going to get office pack. Office pack comprised of laptop, headphone, mic, boom, and other things she needs to make her office space, chair, right? Now, and the job is going to take her outside Nigeria twice in a year. So she's going to go for summit like me. I have a company that I work with that also does the same. So the company is going to take her to Bani. Is it Dubai and Bani? I think Bani. I don't know the country that have Bani as. I don't know if it's Indonesia or all those Asia countries. So she's going to be going to Bani and Dubai twice in a year. You understand? So, and HMO is included. So these are the benefits of working for the company. And this is somebody who, when she joined the class, she was not earning anything at all. She didn't earn any money. She wasn't working. She joined the community as a youth corps member, and you can imagine how her life turned around. That 1,009 something, I be 8 something, is more than ₦1 million monthly for a corper that have never worked before. So imagine if you as a corper, you have to go out in Nigeria to look for a job. Highest job if you get, if you're not lucky, 50K, 100K, and like that. But working remotely, take away that, all those limitation away from you. You are not limited. As long as you have the right skills, now people go to rush you. Do you understand? So, sometimes when I call money like this, some people think I'm joking or something is a lie. But the truth is that they are not earning in Naira. So, and those paying them that amount of money, to them is just a chicken job. Imagine somebody's paying you $2,000. To them, the person, that $2,000 is just small money. But when we convert it to Naira, that is when it looks big. Do you understand? So that's one good thing about you working remotely. So our community is a place you can go to your bed, jobless, penniless, thinking about where your next meal will come. Then you wake up and that job you applied last month will just remember you with a job offer. And that is that. So your life just changed. So you can go to bed with no job and you wake up with job offers. It can even be 2. Somebody got 2 job offers yesterday. Do you understand what I'm saying? But all of this, make a no lie, it's also dependent on your efforts. Like I said, I know they give anybody job. I don't even guarantee you job. The same way you go to university and you come out with third class or you come out with pass. That's how some people will still attend our class. And they will not even come to class at all. They will not even watch the video, but they expect to get a job when other people who are putting the needed effort are getting jobs. So I like to make it very clear that whatever you achieve is as a result of your effort. Why? Because the same thing why they teach you, now the same thing why they teach another person. The same thing I taught the person who have 3-4 jobs, the same thing I'm teaching the person who have no job. So now the difference is in your own personal effort and not my own effort. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. All right. So not to keep us waiting for a long time, I think we can start taking your questions. So if you have any questions at all, please, you can drop your questions now. If you have any question, you can start up. And please, let me use this opportunity to beg you guys. Please, you can subscribe to this channel. I'm begging you. Click on the channel and subscribe. I need to get like 1,000 numbers so that I can start going live directly from YouTube. I'm currently going live from my Zoom. You can see Zoom. You can see that I'm coming live from Zoom. You can see Zoom somewhere. So please help us and subscribe to the channel so that we can start going live directly from our YouTube. I'm begging, 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 begging. So please help. Somebody said, please, are there basic computer knowledge or skills someone is supposed to have before learning these skills? Like I said, I'm answering to Chinenye. Yes. I cannot teach you how to use hardware. I can't teach you how to type on your laptop. I can't teach you how to navigate the laptop. I can only teach you how to use softwares. So I used to tell people before you can join, especially if you have a laptop, you need to learn how to type, but you don't need to be like an expert. Like I said, me personally, typing is something you learn over time. The more you type, the more you get used to the keys and the faster you become. So you don't have to be like a pro, but as long as you know how to type and you know how to navigate, like browse with your laptop, then you can. Every other skills you need, we are going to teach you. Our class is beginner friendly, it's basics, and we'll build it up. Right? Understand? So that is that. Then somebody is asking, somebody is saying, okay, how much is for the training? Our training is 25K. And it has been 25K since we started. It has been 25K since 2021. However, sometimes we get sponsors. Like there are some students who are doing well that like giving back to the community. They like giving back to the community. So sometimes they sponsor. Some other time my friends sponsor as well. Some other times we give discounts from our end. Do you understand? Because the idea is that we want everybody to be empowered. We want people to benefit. Like I said, as at 2019, I was running my training for free, but just that people weren't taking me seriously. And my first set of students, funny enough, our first set of students that paid for the training are the same people who I was teaching for free, but they were not serious. And immediately they paid for the training, they became so serious that they started getting jobs. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the idea, we give discount. You can follow my page on Facebook, follow our digital week page, follow my page, so that when we give discount, you can also benefit. But sometimes the truth remains, what we teach our students is nothing compared to the money you pay. No, the money we charge you is nothing compared to what we teach you. Okay, let's say we charge you 25,000, right? And you get a job paying you $10 per hour. It means that you are earning what we charge you in less than 2 hours or 3 hours. You understand? You are earning what you paid to join the class in less than 3 hours in a day. That is like $10 is like part of the list of what you can even earn. So what we teach, so if you divide, okay, let's say we charge you 25K, you divide it into 12, you are going to have like at least 12 sections. So if you divide into 12, you understand that you're not, okay, 12 times, and you divide it per hour that we train, like 3 to 4 hours, you understand you're not even paying up to 1,000 naira for the class. You understand? You're not paying up to 1,000 naira for each class that we teach you. So the idea is that no matter the amount of money we charge, it's nothing compared to what we do. Some people will teach you just one thing and still charge more. For instance, the product management class I'm currently taking, I paid 460K, and it's just once in a week, Saturdays, and it's for just 2 months. And I don't even have access to the recorded trainings. So do you understand? But the truth is, when it comes to training, the amount you pay for a training totally depends on how much you value what you are investing on. Because to me, I see it as an investment. Me personally, I can't count the amount of money I've invested in myself. Some of you are on Facebook. Some of you can attest to the fact there was a time people paid for my training on Facebook in dollars. I'm not even talking in naira. Somebody paid for my training on Facebook. 3 people paid for my training different times, for my certifications different times, and they paid for those training in dollars. Do you understand? So when it comes to personal development, I know they didn't take how much I invest, because of course I knew that somehow is going to pay me. If you're following me from Facebook for like maybe 4 years ago, you can attest that there was a time the only thing you see on my post is certifications. Some of those certifications are not free. Most of them were paid courses. And even when I was taking it, I remember somebody laughing at me that, are you crazy? Like, is this the only thing you do? But even when I was taking all those courses, I wasn't really sure of what I'm going to do with my life. But I just felt like somehow this could save me. When I mean save me from poverty. I felt it will save me, and definitely it did save me. You understand what I'm saying? So somebody asking, okay, when is the class starting and what time is the class daily? The next class is starting on 2nd of September, and the class is 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday. The time can also be changed, but for now, this is our time. But if anything come up, I can always change it, and I will let the students know. So that is the class. Then okay, somebody is asking, can I do the job with my phone? If you're on Facebook, you can check some of my posts. There are so many jobs you can do with your phone. Okay, for instance, let's say you got a job as a social media manager. Even if you're as a social media manager that have a laptop, the possibility of you not using your laptop as a social media manager is there. So there are so many jobs you can do with your phone, but you need to take your time to find those jobs. There are so many jobs. I have my younger siblings here with her phone. She's doing what? She's helping somebody post stuff on social media, reply to her chat, and the person is paying. You understand? So it depends on what you want. It may not be. Okay. There's a post I shared earlier. Is that last week? And she said that I think it's this week. And she said she have made how much? She have made how many million naira within 2 months? I can't remember what the post exactly said, but you can check for it on my Facebook. You see it there with her phone. Do you understand? There are so many things you can do with your phone. And when you save enough money, you can then go ahead and buy a laptop. Laptop should be one of the first things you are going to invest when you know that you currently do not have a phone. So if you don't have a phone, if you know you don't have a laptop, so make sure the first thing you are buying as you're making money is your laptop. So, well, somebody's saying, I have no basic computer skill, but I'm ready to learn. Of course, like I said, if you are willing to put needed effort, you can learn. The problem is when you join the class and you are waiting for a job to land on your lap. Nobody's going to land any job on your laps. Nobody's going to guarantee you a job. Nobody's going to give you a job. You need to work for it. You need to pay. There's always a sacrifice. Like I said, there's always a sacrifice to pay. And that sacrifice could be your time, your learning experiences, your data, your money, and so on and so forth. Then somebody's saying, when the next class, excluding the next class, okay, let me start here. What exactly will you be learning now with our smartphone before we can land a job? What you are learning is you're going to learn how to be a virtual assistant, customer support, Airbnb, appointment setter, scheduler, email management, tech sales, lead generation, telemarketing, code calls, and CRMs. CRM is like the head of everything you are going to learn. Project management tools, workflow tools. This is like automation. These are the things you are going to learn. A lot more you are learning in the class. You understand? And if your phone can access Zoom, then you can join. Now, somebody is saying, please, I'm a hairstylist, so I don't know about laptop much, but I can type. Okay, then of course you can. And about Excel and others, what are my chances? Like I said, I'm talking to Promise. Your chances is the same with everyone else. All the skills in list is just basic that everybody have. So wait till we talk, or what I'm saying is that when you join the community, we teach you what you need. So now your chances is not dependent on your own effort to learn what we are teaching. Because of course, when the class starts, you get to understand what I'm saying. There are some people who are going to invest 3 hours every day to whatever they are learning. There are some people that will not even watch the training video until after 2 months. There are some people that we not, they keep complaining. So you cannot compare yourself who is investing 30 minutes to someone who is investing 3 hours. So now all these ones boil down to your efforts. Your chances is not dependent on you. You understand? Like I said, none of my students we can ever come out anywhere and say, oh, I paid for Equitas class and she did not teach us, or that is a fantasy. It's not possible. There's nobody that have attended my class that wants to be sincere, that can point and accuse a finger to me that Equitas did not teach, or Equitas is not a good teacher. It's not possible. The truth is, I'm one of the best teachers you can meet. I'm very proud of that. Like, I ask anybody who have attended my class, I'm one of the best teachers, including your lecturers in school, secondary school, anywhere you can think of. I'm one of the best teachers you can meet, because I actually go the extra mile to ensure that my students succeed. You understand? So that is one thing. So somebody is saying, next class, excluding September, could be October or November. I'm trying to know if I can run my class 2 months together. So your next class could be either October or November. So that is your next class. So somebody saying certificate. So at the end of the training, we don't give certificate. You get certified via other platforms like Coursera, Allison, Udemy, and so on and so forth. Why don't I want to give certificate now? There is something I discussed with my stakeholders. We have a website. So this is our website. So this is our website. And if I'm trying to load the website. I think the internet is not that very strong, because they are working on it. We are also trying to update something on our website at the moment, right? So what I'm trying to say is that if you go to our website and register for the training, this is our website here. So if you come here and register for the training, the possibility of you getting a certificate at the end of the training from the website itself is there. So when you come here, when you come to the website and make your payments, register there, you can apparently get a certificate at the end of the training. But now the problem is, I do not want my courses to be certificate based. Why? Some of you will not attend the class. Some of you will not learn anything. However, your only expectation is to do what? Your expectation is to get the certificate. It happens. If you're on the Coursera that I share with you guys to take, some people just go and take Coursera courses. They just click, and at the end of the day, they download certificates, and that is it. But when you ask these people, what did you learn? What did you learn? And some of them will start beating around the bush. So now ask yourself, the certificate you have, the one you currently have, the certificate you currently have, what has it done for you? Do you understand? The certificate, like I said, I have my university certificate, but I can tell you that I am yet to use my university certificate anywhere. Even when I was applying for Microsoft, they said we should bring it, and I added it. They didn't even check it. They just, gave us our exams. We did our interviews and so on and so forth. Do you understand what I'm saying? So your certificate can be there, but nobody cares. Like I said, I don't care about my certificate. What I care is the skills. When you ask me questions, oh, as a customer success manager, can you do this? And I can tell you, or I can show you all the things I can do. That is what is needed. So, my dear, you shouldn't be focusing more on certificate. You should be focusing on the skills you are learning. Certificate is the list of the things you can get. And the truth is that nobody will ask you for the certificate. What they will ask you is, what can you do for our company? How do you help our company grow? If you present a certificate and you cannot answer that simple question, how do you drive our company to success? Of course, nobody will hire you. Let me bust your head. In my team, I work for a very big company, but my team lead, like the person who will be my manager, is currently an undergraduate. When I mean an undergraduate, it means that she's not a graduate, but she's a white. So it's just we Nigerians that are carrying certificates on our head. With at the end of the day, we present certificates, but with our skills. But these Oyibo people, they focus more on skills and certificates later to back up the skills. But in Nigeria, we use certificates, we use skills back up certificates. So it doesn't make sense. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you need the skills. Nobody cares if I cannot tell you, okay, show me your certificate that you can build a website. I would rather tell you, please build this website. When you build the website is enough reason to hire you. Do you understand? But you can tell me I'm a graduate of computer science, and I'll ask you, okay, as a computer science graduate, I build this website. Then you not tell me, no, I cannot build a website, but I have the certificate. It doesn't make sense. Nobody will hire you. Do you understand? So somebody is saying, I know I was going to enroll in your class, which have already done. So I had to use the money I had last to get the laptop. Somebody saying, thank you, but please, somebody saying, somebody say, what if someone attend the class very late? Like I'm answering Desmond, like I said, classes are recorded. So you get the recorded video of every class that happened. Somebody says, there an app for most Upwork job? Upwork have an app where you have their own app, just the same way you have Facebook app. Upwork have app that you can download on your phone and sign in with your account and apply for job with your phone. Then I never say, okay, when is the next program is starting September 2nd. Somebody is asking, I know I was okay. I'm just waiting for your class to start because I'm still interested to get this skill as a copper. I think coppers need our job, our class more. You know, I have a copper, and when she joined our class, she was 21 or 20. I think she was either 20 or 21, but she have graduated serving when she joined us. So this, as I'm talking to you at the moment, she's already in the UK sponsoring herself. This girl is doing so well. I think I shared her story one time on my wall. She's currently I think she's currently 23 or 22. She's yet to be 23. But this girl is doing so well. Imagine 23 years old or 23 years old training herself in the UK. Before she left, she has so many jobs. A small girl, like she was earning at least 2,000 or more monthly from Upwork then. As I'm talking, now she's in the UK and her job they rush her because she keep recommending people in her group. She keep referring people to jobs like that because she don't have enough time, right? So as a couple, I think more couple need our training because at the end of the day, your life is sweet you now, but immediately you finish serving that 30K. I don't even know how much they pay you guys now. It's no longer coming. And your uncle that promised you a job, mind you, there is no job anywhere. They will even stop picking your calls. And when you enter the job market, that is when you know what is called frustration. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the best thing you can do is to find a way to upskill yourself and make sure you have access to opportunities out there. Do you understand the gist? So moving forward, somebody's saying, I don't have any idea about laptop. I have never used. Okay. So yes, Cherechi, you said I don't have any idea about laptop. I haven't used laptop before and I can't type. Can I see? If you are willing to learn, like I said, I'm not going to teach you how to type. I'm not going to teach you how to navigate, but this at least that you can learn even in a day. Because I don't think anybody taught you how to use your phone. If nobody taught you how to use your phone, then you can still learn how to use laptop by yourself. Because it's all just power it. The button is there for you to type. You know, learn how to browse. That's the same way. Laptop is just a gadget, just like your phone. So, of course, you can. Then somebody is saying, what is the duration for the training? 1 month. Please, I use ITEL 17. Please, I don't know Amarachi Dina. I don't know your phone. Like I said, you can download Zoom. And if the phone can access Zoom, you can learn with that. You can learn with that. Somebody is still asking me, please, what skills will you be teaching? I've mentioned all the skills we teach. I've mentioned all the skills we teach, right? So do you have answered your certification too? So somebody's asking, please, ma, I don't have accounts on LinkedIn. Will you teach us how to open accounts? Yes, you will learn how to open an account on LinkedIn, but that is easy. If you can, this is what we do. You can also go on your browser and type how to open a LinkedIn account. You can see it here, and you will see a detailed information about how to open a LinkedIn account. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you can see it here. Can you see sign up on LinkedIn? So you click on this page and you will see detailed information on how you can sign up on your LinkedIn. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you can go, it will give you a detailed information about signing up on your detailed account. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you don't need anyone to teach you how to sign up on LinkedIn. All you just need to do, go to your browser and type how to sign up. You can, can you see the details? Do you see the information? Navigate to your LinkedIn sign up page. You can click this link here. This link will take you to where you will type your name, your email ID, you add your username and all of it. Very easy. I can also copy this link and share with you on the comments. So I've shared the link with you on the comment, and I'm sure it is good. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there are things, these are some of the things you also learn how to do when you join the community. You become self-sufficient, you become more confident at what you can do. So these are, you don't need anybody to teach you how to sign up on LinkedIn. Do you understand? So moving forward, Ekwi, thank you, Ekwi, this is clear. I'm grateful. I pray to be good. So somebody's saying, do you have to pay separately to get certificates if I want? Like I said I don't give certificates, but you get certified via other platforms during the training for free. We teach you how to take other good courses for free and you get certified. I'm explaining to Zach, you don't need certificate to get a job. Yeah, I'm here to see any of my students say, oh, because I don't have a certificate and that's why I'm jobless. The certificate where you get, why are you still jobless? Do you want where you get from your university? Why do you have a whole 4 years, 5 years certificate and you still there jobless? So the idea is focus on the skills, be grounded on the skills we teach you. But if you need certificate, you can still go on our website and register. I've already showed you our website here. You can go to the website, register on the website, pay your 25K, and at the end you can. But why I don't want that is because I want when people go to the website, let it be that they can apparently watch those videos, and at the end of the watching of video, they can get certificate. Do you understand what I'm saying? So please, learning website design, a good link for a remote job. Any skills you have is a good link, as long as you are backing it up with a CRM, with CRMs that you'll be needing for interaction, collaborations. It is a good link. Any skills you have, you are a UI UX, you are a data entry, you are anything at all. Any skills you have is added advantage to what we do, because we don't just teach you skills, we also teach you the CRMs, how you can use this thing to collaborate with people to do your job. Because if you're working remotely, you don't go to the office. So if you don't go to the office, how then do you interact with your fellow colleagues? How then do you deliver your deliverables? How do you communicate with the customer? So these are the things we also teach you. Then another person is asking, for those using phone, please call out the website. I don't know. Somebody said, do you have excellent copywriter to get a job? Somebody saying, for those using phone, okay, how about project management? Is it part of the course you take as well? I don't teach project management, but I teach project management tools like ClickUp, Notion, Trello, and so on. I teach project management tools. It's not like I don't do that. It's not like I can't teach project management, but that is not my field, because I have a Scrum Master certificate and product owner certificate. So I'm good at project management, but that's not what I teach. That is not my field. Do you understand? I only teach the tools. Then somebody's asking, somebody's saying, is it part of courses you take as well, as it is a high demand skill for remote? If you already have the skill, fine. If you don't have the skill, I can also recommend where you can get the skills. Like you can check utiva.io. Utiva teaches project management, I was also one of their teacher. I taught them. I was their first teacher in cloud computing. So I worked with them before as a cloud computing teacher. So you can check them out. I don't teach project management and I don't intend teaching that for now, right? So somebody is saying, do you have to be an excellent copywriter to get a good job? You don't need to be, I don't know, if you are a copywriter, let's say you are a copywriter. If you're applying for a job as a copywriter, then you need to be good. Why should I hire somebody who is not good to do a job for me when I have the opportunity to hire somebody who is good? Do you understand? What I tell people is that as a copywriter that is not good, you can back it up with other skills. For instance, when you hear about virtual assistant is like a very big umbrella covering so many roles. Virtual assistant is not a role. It's not like a defined role. As a virtual assistant, what determines what you are going to be doing is what the person who you are working with is doing. If your boss is a teacher, of course, that means you're going to be creating content, maybe training content. If your boss is a social media person, maybe you're going to be managing social media pages. So what defines your role as a virtual assistant is what the person you are working with is doing. Do you understand? So now, if you are a copywriter, and somebody employs you as a virtual assistant, you understand that with your copywriting skills, that is not very, you are saying you are not that very good. But with your copywriting skill, you will notice that you are going to do an amazing job with your boss. And over time, you keep harnessing that skills, and to get to a point that your boss will be like, okay, we are currently looking for a copywriter. Then you use the opportunity and apply. You understand the gist? So if you know that the current skill you have is not very good and you don't even have experience, it will be okay if you learn other skills and add what you currently have as added advantage. For instance, I'm a customer success manager, but you know what? One of the skills that I have that made me to get the job, data entry. I didn't even learn data entry from anybody. It's just something I just started. I pick interest and I started learning it small. And when I was being interviewed, I told them, oh, I have data entry experience, and they were wow. So now, if I'm interviewing you to be a social media manager or to be a product seller for me, and you tell me I'm a copywriter, I'm going to hire you, even though you are not good. But because that is not what I'm looking for. But since you have that experience or you are a copywriter, it means that I'm using one stone to kill two birds, so I can manage that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So another person saying, for example, I am a virtual assistant. Will you direct me to learn from online school, or you teach me yourself? Because some of people used to send people to get certificates on some online school. I teach you all the things you know. Like I just explained what virtual assistant is. Virtual assistant is not a defined role. All the things we teach you combined is what makes you a virtual assistant. Virtual assistant is just you supporting equitors virtually. When it is physical, we call it executive assistant or, secretary or anything like that, because it's physically done. But when it is online, you are assisting me remotely, you're assisting me virtually to do my job. It could be you booking appointment for me. It could be you managing my calendar. It could be you managing my emails. It could be you answering my calls, directing calls, so on and so forth. So that is all about a virtual assistant. Then somebody's saying, I have a LinkedIn account, but I don't know how to navigate through it. You learn that in the class. Somebody's saying, please, will you teach us LinkedIn revamp? I don't teach you LinkedIn revamp. Somebody run the class. I have a HR officer who does LinkedIn revamp. So during the training, what I've been able to do is to get a very discount. He don't just teach you LinkedIn revamp. He also teach you about CV. He also teach you about cover letter and every other thing you need to know. So he teach you cover letter, CV writing, resume, and LinkedIn at a very small amount. So I don't want to do that because I'm not a recruiter. I don't know what recruiters want. So that's why I got somebody who is that, and he runs the class. So what I do was I was able to get a very big discount for the students, and we run it every month. If you are paying attention to some of the posts I share, you notice that people join the class. So that's what we do. Please send the link. Somebody saying, I have a LinkedIn account, but I don't know how to, so you learn that in the class. What about cloud computing? I don't teach cloud computing. It is my course. The first training I ever did, like I said, I was the first person that thought that I was the person, not even the first. I was the first person that organized webinar for Utiva for their cloud computing class. I was the first person that created their training material. I was their first ever trainer. So I'm a certified Azure trainer. but it's not what I want to teach for now, because I cannot be teaching somebody who does not have any IT background cloud computing. It will give you headache. Some of you get mad. Some of you get upset. Some of you will start losing interest. So if I want to teach cloud computing, I can only work with people who are already in the IT field and not basic, because even the one where they teach where they basic, some of them they find them very difficult. So I wouldn't want to add to a lot of people headache. So I don't teach cloud computing for now. So somebody saying, please, what is Fiverr? Is it same as Upwork or LinkedIn? Fiverr is just a marketplace where you monetize your skills. So the same way you go on Upwork to apply for a job is the same way you go to LinkedIn and list your skill, and anybody who wants to, who need your job or who need your skill, the person will reach out to you and pay, and you work for them. So that is Fiverr. So the same way we get remote job, but the thing is that you can't go to Fiverr when you don't have any skills. The same way you can't go to Upwork when you have no skill, because you end up wasting your money and your time buying connect, and you won't get anything because you have no skill to sell. It's more like you have money, you have money and you went to a market or Alaba market and open a shop, but you don't have any product you are selling inside your shop. So what are people coming to buy from you? Nothing. So when we talk about skills, the skill you are acquiring are your products. That are the products you are going to sell to people. You understand? But you can go on Upwork and open an account, but if you don't have any skills, you'll be there 2 years, 1 year without any job, because of course you have nothing that people will pay for, right? So that is that. So another question is, please, coach, can you stay at home mom take this course? More. It's like this person have never heard about us. The people making more money in our community are stay at home moms. Like me now, if I'm married today, am I not a stay at home? Am I not working from home? I've been working from home since 2020. You understand? Since 2020, I've been working from home. We have so many stay-at-home moms making millions every month. I don't know if I can share my WhatsApp. All the jobs I'll be sharing, you have been following me on Facebook, read some of the posts. There are stay-at-home moms who are making money. See, stay-at-home moms are doing well. If I have, let's say I have 20 students every month. Out of the 20 students I have every month, at least 7 or 10 of them are stay-at-home mom, and they are doing well. The same as teachers. Teachers are another set of people who are here and they are doing so well for themselves. So if you are reading some of the reviews I drop, you will see people say, I work in the bank for 5 years, I've never earned or saved this amount of money. You can see some people saying, I've been able to buy car, I've been able to buy properties. These are people making money. These are women, married women, working from their home. My dear, nothing's supposed to stop you. Nothing stop you. Unless you want to collect urgent 2K, but there is no excuse to making money. Somebody saying, please, call out your website and put a tiny. I'm going to share the website. But they are currently working on it. There is something that we are trying to update. I'm sharing the link here, but there's something we are updating on the website. We are trying to add some things on the website. So that is what they are doing all through this week. Do you understand? So there's something we are working on the website. So somebody's saying again, somebody's saying, if we thank you, please, for the benefit of some of us that are joining, please, can you kindly mention again the things you do in the community? We teach skills. We teach you on-demand skills like customer support, technical support, virtual assistant, telemarketing, appointment setting, Airbnb, lead generation, tech sales, inside sales, telemarketing, cold calls, email management, CRM. There are a lot of things we teach you and how to monetize those skills on Upwork or other remote platforms, how to get remote jobs. There are a lot of things we do. Do you understand? You can also come back later to watch this recorded video. It's going to be beneficial to you. So somebody can say again, please, will you do the midnight discount again? I don't know. I don't know if I will do I don't know. So somebody said deadline for the payment, man. The deadline for registration is month end. But of course, we have limit our class take. So if we get our limit number before the end of the month, any other person registering is going to join another section and not this one. So we have a limit our class can take. Once the limit is reached, whether month don't end or month never end, the person is going to wait until next section before they can join another class. Do you understand? So if you miss anyone, you wait for the next section before you can join. So another one is say, please explain what does connect mean to and how to. Sorry, classes by whatever. You learn that one in the class. I cannot be explaining connect in this webinar. You learn connect in the class. Connect is Upwork. It's like Upwork credits. Use it to apply for a job on Upwork. So you learn it in the class or during the class. When we talk about Upwork, that is what you learn. It's part of the things you learn when we talk about Upwork. So somebody said, will there be discount for person with a disability? I don't know. If there's a discount, the discount is not going to be for person with disability. It's going to be for a reason. Maybe people here or anything like that. I don't want to segregate you guys, because if you want to say people with disability, some people will feel insulted. So I don't want to do that at all. So if I want to give discount, I'm going to give discount because you are here, not because you are a person with disability. I hope you understand. So somebody saying, among all the texts you teach, please, which do you advise I suggest I go into? I don't suggest you go into anyone. When you are in the class and you are learning, you will find the one you are interested in. You stick to the one that interests you. That one that you may, oh my God, I feel like this is where I belong. You focus on that one. I don't suggest. It is your responsibility. It is your responsibility to do what? It's your responsibility to. It is your responsibility to pick the one that best interests you. Do you understand? It is your responsibility to pick the one that best interests you, so that you don't end up like, this is not, I'm not sure, this is not what I want, so on and so forth. Do you understand? You only go the one you find interesting, do that. So somebody said, please, can you share your LinkedIn profile with us? Why should I do that? Why do you need my LinkedIn profile? You get to know me more when you are in a class. Of course, everybody have access to my LinkedIn, my Facebook, my everything. You get to know me, all of that. You understand? So somebody said, please explain what does connect. Somebody said, will there be discounts? If the class is 25K, that is what I've been charging since 2 years. But we sometimes have this sponsor discount and so on and so forth. The other person said, please, if I must go the extra mile to learn, does that mean a laptop is required? Or you can use your phone? If your phone can access Zoom, you can use what you have. Like I said, Equitas started her journey with a techno phone, and that did not stop me to get where I am at the moment. I started my life with a techno phone. Having just a phone did not stop me from learning, and I'm good. You can see I'm good, very, very good. I'm good here. So somebody's saying, hi, Epi, does script writing pay well? I have, like the girl I told you that is currently in the UK, she writes. You can become a ghost writer. It pays. If you're a good writer, my dear, you are making a lot of money. I have a ghost writer in the community who makes, for every script or story she writes, she makes, okay, I think they let her employ her full time, and they're paying her like $2,000, $5,000 every month, because she's now a full-time member of it's like a team, an agency that write for people, and she keep writing one, like they pay her for each one she writes. But I think last year they made her a full-time staff, and she's being paid $2,000, $5,000. Is it 200? Is it $2,500 monthly? That's what they pay her. That is a lot of money. And sometimes she said she writes just like 2 or 3 in a month. So that is that. So somebody said, can payment be paid in installments? Yes, you can make payment in installments, but your payment in installments, we don't refund. When you start payment on installments, we don't refund. And when you are paying per installment, it has not, there is no discount we are giving that we affect it. If, like, you cannot be paying on installment and somebody sponsored a discount, I'll be like, wow, I just say a discount and I've paid 10K. Can I pay 7K or 5K so that I'll complete it? It is not done. If I pay in installments, you are paying the exact amount. That is how we do it. A discount is just given and you pay it and join immediately. So somebody saying, so educate, somebody saying, you are really a great teacher, talking for an hour. I talk for 4 hours, actually. I can talk for 3 hours. 3 hours is the least we do, but my teaching, my training, we talk as much as 4 hours plus. So I'm used to it. So somebody is saying you are really a good, okay. Thank you. This is very educative. Also studying literature like you from UNN too. You see? So you can do better. Please, what is CRM? CRM is customer relationship management. Customer relationship management. So, like I said, it is how you interact. It's a tool. It's tools that allows you to interact with customers, interact with your colleagues, interact with people, solve problem. Make yourself. It's like you can. When you are working in the office, for instance, let's say you are a sales rep or a cashier in a supermarket. When somebody buys something from you, you are seeing the person physically. So what do? You give me a product, you collect my money, and you give me change. But if I'm working remotely, it means a supermarket might be somewhere online, like Jumia. Now, Jumia is an e-commerce. It does not have. It's not a physical space. Now, if you are coming online to buy something, there needs to be a tool that will allow me to talk to you from anywhere in the world where you are. Do you understand? That is called CRM. That is what called CRM. For instance, if I go to Jumia account, let me know if I can go to Jumia account. If I go to Jumia account and decide to contact Jumia, the only way Jumia support can talk to me is because they have a CRM. So if I come to Jumia platform and I go to help and I click live chat, can you see this live chat here? This live chat here is only possible because Jumia developers integrated a chatting or a live chat CRM that will allow customers to talk to their support team, that will allow customers to contact their support team. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can see it here, live chat, and if it is available, or I don't know if okay, you can see it here. Can you see it here? Can you see? Start a conversation with our team of experts now. So this is only possible because of CRM. So instead of you going to the office, physically talking to somebody, you are in your house and talking to them online. This is only possible with the help of what? CRM. And that is what some of you are going to be doing. Some of you are going to be sitting in your house and work for a company and talk to their customers using what? CRM. So that's what we teach you. So somebody saying, please, can you give us discounts? I hope class, we can do DM you anytime for further questions. So after the class, everybody's in the group. So for every question you have, we attend to the question in the group. You post the question in the group, tag me, tag other people, and we are going to respond to them in the group, not my DM. Everything, because the question you are asking me in my DM, other students might also benefit from the question. So you ask it in the group and we answer it to the group so that everybody will benefit. So that is that for CRM. So somebody is saying, please, Ma, will you give us this? I don't know. We'll be training. We'll be training be in the morning or in the evening. What time is going to be in the morning? 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So is there any site you can mention for us to join that can pay me well as a ghostwriter? I don't know, as a ghost, you can Google that. You can Google for sites. But for now, our students are doing well on LinkedIn, doing well on Upwork, doing well on Fiverr, and so many other places. So I'm not a ghostwriter, so I don't know where you can. But I know of our students who are doing ghostwriting, script writing on Upwork, and they are making a lot of money from it from Upwork, right? But you can't make anything if you don't know how to use CRMs and all of that, because of course you need CRMs to communicate with your clients, with all of that on all people. Then somebody saying, is there, okay, somebody saying, how long will today class last? If the class will not end though, now make me they talk plenty like this. I'm just answering your questions. So the class was not end. I'm talking to Lizzie. The class was not end, but you guys keep asking questions. So somebody saying, have to go to work demand, very educative and insightful. Well done, thank you. So somebody saying, Equi, I'm currently learning UI UX as a core member. Can I still join your class? Of course. Like, I don't know, my WhatsApp is not open here. I could have showed you somebody who, there's somebody who taught my students UI UX for free last year. And some people who benefited from that class are currently doing well. The job I told you somebody got recently that they are paying them so much is a UI UX. And the guy got that after, because the guy is my student and upskilling and all of that. And the guy, she just got the job as a virtual assistant. And from being a virtual assistant, she's also learning UI UX. And the company said, oh, we are trying to hire a UI UX. And she said, okay, but this is what I currently do. And that's how she got hired. And they're paying her well. Do you understand? So that is that. Somebody is asking me what is ghostwriting. Ghostwriting is writing on behalf of other people. You can write a Equitos story, and after writing, Equitos will pretend to be the one who owns the story because I paid you for you to write it. Do you understand? So that is it. So guys, I think this is the end of our section because everybody is tired, and I think it's high time we left, or high time we ended the class. So I'm no longer seeing so many questions, and as such, I feel we have addressed some of your questions. So somebody asked, what are the kind of laptop you should buy? So if you are looking at getting a laptop, you should look at Windows 10. Windows 10, you can look at Windows 10 or Windows 11, Core i5, Core i7, 8 gig or 16 gig, any brand at all, any brand at all. Somebody is saying CRS is customer representative. CRM is customer relationship management. CRS is you as a person who is supporting customers. CRM is a tool you as a person is using. So the ending part is always sweeter. For those of you that attended our section, there is a sponsored discount for you guys. This does not have, and this has nothing to do with those who have registered. If you have registered, this is not for you. You should be what? You should strive to make sure you benefited from what you paid for. But for those of you that have not paid and you are here, you can apparently benefit from the discount. So we have a discount, like I promised, for those who are present in this live section. But if you have paid, thank you so much for paying, for joining the community. And I hope that your expectation for joining our community is met and exceeded. For those of you that have not paid, we are giving you guys a discount. However, these discounts will end tomorrow. I like to shout it. So if I give you discount today, please make sure that you make use of this discount from today until tomorrow. After tomorrow, in fact, after tomorrow, we are going to stop because our limit is almost reached. You understand? Our current limit, the needed number the needed number for this month is almost reached. So the discount I'm giving you, you can only use it today or tomorrow. After tomorrow, please, I use God beg you, don't come to my DM to ask for it. You know the payment. The payment is 25K. Unless I give you any other thing. But anything I give you, you should appreciate it. But so the discount I'm giving you guys is for what? It's for today. Somebody say, please, is this class recorded? The class is on YouTube. So if you can always come to YouTube to watch this video, just remember, just search my name, search for videos. You should be able to see it. You should be able to do what? To see it. So somebody said you have paid for yourself. Yes, you can pay for your sister. So for those of you who are here today, you can pay 17K instead of 25K. That means you are saving how much for yourself? You are saving 8K for yourself. So you're using that 8K to buy the data you use for joining this section. So you are using your 8K to buy the data you use in joining this section, and also the data you will use. I don't want anyone that join my class and say, oh, Equitos, I don't have data, because you must have data in Jesus' name. You cannot survive without data. Once you are in our student, you cannot. So there is no way you can come and tell me that you don't have data. Data is a mandatory requirement. There is nothing you can do here without data. So for those interested, you can make payments via this link and send a screenshot to my DM or to the DM of this number. You can see the number here. I just pinned something. You can check what I'm about to pin. So you can check it, and so you can check what I just pinned. So you can make your payment and send your proof of payment to the WhatsApp number here, or to my own WhatsApp number. So somebody is saying, is there any remote work based on farming? Yes. If you're a farmer and you are working with other farmers? Of course, they are. I have a student who is working with a farm product. So what she does is that she's responsible for all the buying and selling. You know, like I said, I just showed you Jumia, how people interact with people. So what she does, she's the one in charge of all the dispatch and so on and so forth. So somebody saying, since it is in dollar, they pay. How can someone that received the I don't really understand what this person is saying. Since it is in dollar, they pay. How can someone that receive? I don't know what you're saying on or Johnson. But if you're talking about how do we receive our payments, we receive our payments by, if some companies have, like my own company pay me using Deal. My own company pay me using Deal. There are some other company that pay using Pilot. There are some pay using Payoneer, Paystack. There are so many ways to in terms of you getting paid, that is not a problem. We have so many softwares that we collect our money from, GPay, Payday. So getting paid is not a problem. The problem is you getting a job. I'm here to see a student that got a job that is not a scam job that doesn't get paid. Of course, they see one thing is that I've been in this game for 2 years, meaning that for me to be doing one thing for 2 years and nobody have called me out and nobody have said anything about that, means to tell you that everything is okay here. We are fine, we are working, we are good. There is nothing wrong. People are getting their money, they are paid. So somebody is saying, please I've dropped the account number. I can also copy it on the screen. You can also copy it on the screen and send us your proof of payment. Someone said, please drop account. Please So guys, yeah, for the discount end tomorrow because we need to maintain the number of people we need for our listing. I'm going to drop it. I'm going to drop the pin message on WhatsApp later. So guys, at this junction, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. You can also use the opportunity and sponsor somebody today because, of course, some of you can afford to sponsor somebody. So you can use the opportunity to sponsor your wife, your girlfriend, your sisters, your brothers, your husband. You can use your village people can use the opportunity to sponsor somebody. But whatever way you are doing, make sure that you are not exceeding. Make sure that you are doing that from today until tomorrow because this offer will not last after tomorrow. So make sure you are doing it today or tomorrow because it will not. September still open and when it is going to end. Somebody saying is registration. I don't even know if this Johnson they joined this class or he just I don't know. Johnson registration is ongoing for September. That is what people are registering. Everybody paying them are paying for September class that is starting 2nd of September. You understand? That is the registration ongoing. So it can end anytime. Once our number is reached, we end the registration. So guys, thank you so much for being here today. Honor Junai Abichika. Sponsor yourself. Some of you have been waiting for years for some sponsor. Sponsor yourself. Don't leave your destiny in other people's hand. My dear. See, ask people who are earning. There's something that some students will tell you. Some of them will say something like, if I knew about this class, or if I was so sure, I could have joined this class since last year. That is that. But anytime when you wake up, that time be your money. So if you can sponsor yourself, my dear, sponsor yourself. Don't wait for anybody to sponsor you. The amount we pay is not even up to some people's hourly pay. The amount we charge is not up to some people's. It's not up to somebody's. It's not up to somebody's hourly. You know what you earn per hour? I have students who are earning $40 per hour, $30 per hour, $20. That's a lot of money. That's like more than some people's monthly salary. You understand? That's not more than some people's monthly salary. So the idea is that if you really want to do well, if you really, really want to go far, you need to go the extra mile to invest in yourself. Apart from the job, forget about the job, your self-confidence, your communication skills. There is this feeling that you have when people are talking and you are not quiet, you are contributing. When somebody is talking to you, you don't shut up. When some people are not communicative, it's not because they are not talkative or they don't know what to, or they don't talk. It's because they are ignorant of the topic. It's because they don't have anything to say. When they open their mouth, nothing wants to come out. You understand? So apart from the skills and all the stuff, you learn, you kind of widen your horizons, widen your skill set. And when people talk, oh, I'm talking about CR, and the way you contribute, it's amazing. People are like, who is this person? Our students, most of them say that a lot. So you get to learn a lot of things. You become bolder. When people are talking in your office, you get to contribute something meaningful as well. Do you understand? So somebody say, we'll be glad to do this training. I really need it. You don't read. So guys, I wish you all the best. Enjoy your weekend and see you guys in the class. I obviously want to see some of you join the class. And please remember to subscribe to the channel. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. And thank you for being here. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Remember to subscribe to the channel. It's very important to us. Thank you so much and see you guys next time. Bye-bye.